All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Waharakak. Double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the great millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect out here toiling in his truth. And Shalom to the few sisters, the Akwathium, who listen and learn in silence. To all of you, I say Shalom. I'm the brother Pathakamathium as Dallas. And I'm just coming back at you with a really quick hit lesson. I'm going to simply entitle this one, Esau will pay for all of his evil doings, thus said the Lord. Esau will pay for all of his evil doings, thus said the Lord. You know, and these devils are, man, their track record speaks for itself, man. Nothing but pure evils. You know what I'm saying? Wickedness is all these devils have been doing. And one of the things, I just wanted to highlight in this particular lesson, of course, there's so much you can bring out, under this topic or banner. But, one of the things that brought that to mind is how shisty these devils are, how evil they are, man. They're just taking these people for everything, man. You know what I'm saying? Just underhanded, conniving, just wicked people, man. You know what I'm saying? And one of the statements that I heard Trump say out of his own mouth is that he had been stealing millions of barrels of oil from Iran. Now, of course, we know that could be a farce, a lie. You know what I'm saying? These people are liars, man. This whole Iran thing, they've been doing nothing but lying, man. You know what I'm saying? But, we know how they get down, though. You know what I'm saying? They're thieves, man. They're robbers. That's what they do, man. They covet and they take. Micah, the 2nd chapter, goes into that. They're the people of the Lord, so-called, because of that very thing, man. They coveted, they saw, they coveted, and they took, man. So these are the things these devils do, man. So he's claiming that they've been stealing, right up under Iran's noses, man. Stealing millions and millions of barrels of oil, which I wouldn't put it past them, you know what I'm saying? But again, we know how they get down, you know what I'm saying? But one of the other things I just want to add to that is you see on the screen, because these people are wicked as hell, they're devils, and they're taking these people for everything, man, and getting richer and richer. This damn demon Trump, at the beginning of the year, he sued the government for $10 billion, which is crazy as hell, man. He is the government. He controls the government, So that's a come on, bro. No, man. They just doing whatever they want to do, man. Because they're the wicked. They don't give a fuck no more, man. So excuse my French, but they don't care, man. Because it's like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. And on top of that, they did a settlement, and he also, him and his family, because he's gonna share that money with his friends, his family and friends. I seen another video. I couldn't find it though, so I'm gonna play this one. But he was going to share that with his family and friends, and another stipulation of the settlement was they can't be audited. So all of their wicked moves and evil undermining, no matter how wicked it was, that when they came across these things, you can't do nothing about it. He can't be audited. So wicked, man, evil people. But the Lord sees all of these things. He knows what these devils are doing, and he's going to pay for all his evil doings, thus said the Lord. And of course, we know the things that he's done to the nation of Israel. All of these people, mind you, but the nation of Israel, man. You know what I'm saying? So, just with that in thought, I'm going to keep that in mind, and I'm going to play this video and let this dude break this down, because as you can see on the screen, which I wanted to get that word too. And I as a matter of fact, let me see something real quick before we do this. I just want to get this word real quick. It says, as you can see, it says heist. I'm going to let this devil say it.
Heist. Heist.
There it is. So it's heist. It says a heist is I'm trying to see how to say this word. Hold on one sec. Meticulously or meticulously is a meticulously planned and executed robbery or theft. Did you hear that? A heist is a meticulously planned and executed robbery or theft. As a matter of fact, I think there was a movie that Eddie Murphy did with Ben Stiller, I believe it was, and it was some type of heist movie. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's exactly what it is: a meticulously planned and executed robbery or theft. So with that in mind, let's listen to this video real quick. It's probably gone. I'm gonna have to go back and find it. Man. Let's go back and get it. And listen to this.
It's gotta be the greatest heist in American history. It's gotta be the greatest heist in American history. A direct transfer of billions of your taxpayer dollars directly into the bank account and the pockets of Donald Trump, all dressed up as a settlement of a lawsuit in which Donald Trump is both the plaintiff and also the defendant. It would be a maneuver that could nearly...
And Salakia, fair use. You know, I'm not getting paid for this, not monetized, you know, just for teaching purposes.
Triple his net worth. The New York Times, citing 3 people familiar, reports that in the coming days, Trump's Department of Justice may pay out $10 billion or more to Donald Trump to settle his lawsuit against the IRS. Trump filed that suit back in January, saying the agency should have done more to prevent the leak of his tax returns during the 2020 presidential campaign. The president, in effect, sued himself for more than $10 billion, or he sued the government he controls. $10 billion, by the way, is nearly the entire annual IRS budget. And those dollars that paid out would come from the U.S. Treasury, which he also oversees. Now, this is so novel, I don't really know how you characterize it legally. Like, we're out past the frontier. Whether legal or not, I am of the strong opinion, and I think many would be also, that this is an attempt at the largest theft ever by an American politician. Plainly, flagrantly, blatantly, in plain daylight. It is a conflict of interest so enormous, the term itself, conflict of interest, hardly begins to capture what's happening. It's got to be the greatest heist in American.
Exactly. So, heist, bro. Meticulously planned and executed theft or robbery, man. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. And that's exactly what that is, man. You know what I'm saying? And you taxpayers, you know, are the ones responsible for paying that off, man. You know what I'm saying? It's coming out of your pockets, man. So these devils are getting richer while you struggle and get poorer, man. You know, he said he don't give a damn about the gas prices, and he not worried about the people, you know. So these devils are wicked as hell, man. You know what I'm saying? But they're going to pay. Esau will pay for all of his evil doings, and he's done so much more. You know what I'm saying? This is just one part of the things that he's doing, man. You know what I'm saying? Of course, all the wickedness, the evils that he's done towards the nation of Israel, you know, all the different things that they've done to the people of the Lord, you know, are evils that they're going to have to pay for, man. You know what I'm saying? So, but just, you know, hey, they're fucking robbers, man. They're thieves. That's what they are, man. You know, they're the wicked, you know, and they're devils, man. You know, so real quick, that brings this to mind. This is John 10. As a matter of fact, I'm going to use the NLT, but I want to bring it in as I need it. This is John 10 and verse 1, and it reads, verily, red letters, Yahushua speaking, it said, verily, verily, or truly, truly, I say unto you, he that, Salakia, that's not what I wanted, is it? That's not what I wanted. Hold on 1 second. 10 and 10. This is John chapter 10 and verse 10. And it reads, red letters, Yahushua speaking, the thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. So that's what a thief would do. You know, he's the thief. You know, He's the killer. He's the destroyer. Reminds me of Oppenheimer. I become the destroyer of worlds, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's all talking about this same people, man. You know. So the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai is letting you know the thief cometh not, but for to steal. That's exactly what you just heard in that excerpt that you just listened to. A heist. You know, the biggest heist in history, man. And to kill, and that's what this devil does, you know, like all day, every day, you know, primarily to you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians of Negro descent who make up the no longer lost tribes of the nation of Israel. You know, he set out to kill you, man, which goes back to Genesis, the 27th chapter, when he said he was going to kill his brother Jacob, man, after his father died, after our forefather Isaac died. You know, but he didn't get a chance to do it back then. So when did that take place? In these times now. That's why you got all this killing of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans happening. You know, it says, and to destroy, man, which is what he does, man. He's a destroyer, you know, destroyer of worlds, you know, Oppenheimer, you know. He said that. He made that statement, you know. So that's what they do, man. They steal, they kill, and they rob, they destroy, you know, pillage, murder, whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's what they do, man. It says, but here's Yahweh Shai. The rest of this verse, John 10 and 10, it says, I am come that they, talking about the Israelites, beginning and starting with the elect, might have life and that they may have it more abundantly. You know, because we haven't had life here, man. You know, this is not our rest. Micah 2 and 10, this was a sore destruction for us. So we haven't had life. We don't know life. You know what I'm saying? We haven't had anything, man. We've been on the bottom of this society, Salakia, suffering. You know, period. Point blank, bottom line, period. You know. So, yeah, we don't know what it's like to have life and to have it more abundantly, but we're about to know. We're about to receive that. Our big brother Yahushua is about to return and crack them clouds and set up his kingdom in the earth and things and make everything anew, refresh everything, man. You know what I'm saying? These devils are going down, man. But this is what they're doing, man. This is what they're about. But they're going to pay, man. So let's keep it going. This is Isaiah. As a matter of fact, let me read that in the NLT. Back in John, the 10th chapter, and verse 10. And we're going to get it in the NLT. Let's read this in the NLT. This is John 10 and 10 in the NLT, Yahushua speaking, red letters. It says, the thief's purpose is to steal and kill and destroy, which is these Edomites, man, the so-called self-proclaimed white man, woman, and child. My purpose is to give them a rich and satisfying life. And he's talking about giving that to the Israelites. You know, we're the meek, according to the scriptures. We're on the bottom of this society. We ain't had none of that. We don't know what that's like, man. You know, so he's coming to give us that, you know, a satisfying life, man, you know, full of abundance of everything, man, including them, these people, man. So, man, it's about to be beautiful, man. So let's take this off, Salakia. Oh, Salakia. Go back to NLT. Nope, I clearly took that off. Come on, man. Look at Satan, bro. Clearly took that off. And we'll keep it moving. This is Isaiah, the 3rd chapter. And we're going to drop down to verse 11. Isaiah 3 and 11. And it reads, but the wicked are doomed, for they will get exactly what they deserve. That's in the NLT. Bro, come on, man. I put that back on the KJV. But I was going to get in the NLT anyway. It says, but the wicked are doomed, for they will get exactly what they deserve. So they're going to get exactly what they deserve, man. Let's go to the KJV now. Man, I clearly did that. This is, boy, Satan is something, man. Ephesians 6 in full effect, and you seeing it right before your eyes, man. All that's on camera, man. You can go back and watch exactly what happened. That's crazy as hell, bro. Isaiah 3 and 11 in the KJV, it says, "Woe unto the wicked." Woe means destruction. "It shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hands shall be given him." So the things that this devil is doing, he's not going to get away with. He's going to have to pay for these things, man. It's not going to be well for these people. It shall be ill with him. You know, it's going to be bad, man. You know, we read it in the NLT. You know, they about to get everything they deserve, man. You know, the Most High is angry. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is angry, man. The scripture say in Psalm, I believe it's the 7th chapter, that he's angry with the wicked every day, man. You know, so it's not going to get any better. These people can't change. Can an Ethiopian change his skin? Can a leopard change his spots? And can he that is accustomed to doing evil, roughly paraphrasing, do that which is good, roughly paraphrasing? It's something to that effect in Jeremiah, man. So no, the answer is no, he can't. You can't make that which is crooked straight. The Lord, the only one can do that, man. You know, so these people are done, man. They're not going to change. They can't change. So the Lord is angry, man, and he's about to repay, man. This is Isaiah chapter 42, and we're going to jump down to verse 13. And it reads, "The Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, yea, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies." So the Lord is angry, and he finna come very cruel, man, against these people, man. You know what I'm saying? Verse 14, it says, "I have long time holden my peace. I have been still and refrained myself. Now will I cry like a travailing woman. I will destroy and devour at once." So that shit, bro, come on. That's self-explanatory. The Lord finna go hard on these people, man. You know, his enemies are about to get it. And that includes 2/3 of the nation of Israel, man. Because when you continue to read down in this chapter, it's going into Jake, man. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord is about to go hard on his enemies, including 2/3 of his own people, man. In these times, they're his enemy, you know? They're not with the Lord, man. They with this beast system. They with Esau. And they're going to choose Esau. They're going to take the saith, you know, and choose allegiance with Esau, you know, over the Lord. So, yeah, man, he's talking to 2/3 of you Jakes, too. You niggas and spiggers, man. You know, y'all about to get it, too. But Esau is about to receive the Lord's beast, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, very deservingly so, man. You know, all the madness this dude is doing, man. And you people should be mad, man. Because they taking you for everything you got while they get richer and you getting poorer, man. You out here struggling, can't pay your bills, can't, you know, got to make decisions at the pump. Am I going to eat today, or am I going to get some gas to keep going to work and try to continue getting a little money? You know, you got to decide, man. You can't do both. And it's only going to get worse, man. You know, these are beginnings of sorrows, man, like the scripture said. So, let's get this one in Ecclesiastes, because this breaks it down beautifully, man. This is Ecclesiastes 8 and verse 11, and it reads, "Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil." You know, because the Lord is long suffering. But see, these people get it twisted and think, yeah, the Lord don't see me, or he ain't gonna do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you can keep that energy if you want to, you know, but you gonna find out, man. You know, the Lord is not mocked, man. You know, that you gonna reap what you sow, you know. So that's Galatians, the 6th chapter right there in verse 7, you know. Verse 12, it says, "Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, which fear before him." So it's not going to be well with these people, man. You know, it'll be well with those who fear the Lord, man. You know, you don't have no fear and you're going to do whatever the hell you want to do, and you think you're going to get away with it. Well, we're going to see how that works out for you, man. The Lord is letting you know it's not going to work out for you, man. You know, you fooling yourself. You setting yourself up, man. And that's verse 11 broke it down, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. You know, therefore the hearts of the Son of Men is fully set in them to do evil, man. You know, and this dude is pure evil. You know, these devils are pure evil. You know, as a matter of fact, let's see how that reads in the NLT. This Ecclesiastes 8 and 11 in the NLT. When a crime is not punished quickly, people feel it is safe to do wrong. Exactly. Yep. But even though a person sins 100 times and still lives a long time, I know that those who fear the Most High will be better off. Exactly, bro. Because he's going to pay. He's going to repay them, you know, for those things that they've done, man. The scriptures say that. You know what I'm saying? So they're not going to get away with it. So let's get one more, man. Let's go to Nahum real quick. As a matter of fact, let me put that back. Okay, what the hell am I doing here? It's doing something weird. Okay, I think that got it. All right, let's go to Nahum, the first chapter. Nahum, the first chapter, and we're going to read verse 2 and 3. And it reads, the Most High is a Salakia. The Most High is jealous, and Yahweh Bashem Yahushai revengeth. The Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai revengeth and is furious. So the Lord is furious, man. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai will take vengeance on his adversaries, primarily these devils, Esau, man. And he reserveth wrath for his enemies. So they're not going to get away. That wrath is reserved for their asses, man. It says the Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai hath his way in the whirlwind, and the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. So yeah, man, the wicked are not going to get acquitted, man. As a matter of fact, let's read that in the NLT real quick. My bad. I didn't mean to take that. I didn't mean to do that. Nahum 1 and 2. This is Nahum 1 and 2 in the NLT. It reads, the Lord is a jealous power filled with vengeance and rage. He takes revenge on all who oppose him and continues to rage against his enemies. And these devils oppose him. All 17 other of the nations outside of the nation of Israel, hell, even 2/3 of our people oppose him in these times. That's why he gonna get them too, man. You know, this thing is about the elect, you know, the remnant that's returning in these times. It says, verse 3, it says, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is slow to get angry, but his power is great, and he never lets the guilty go unpunished. Did you hear that? He never lets the guilty go unpunished. These devils are guilty, man. So they're not going unpunished, man. You know, are you altogether, you know, going to, roughly paraphrasing, Jeremiah 49 and 12? He will not go unpunished, but he's going to get it, man. As a matter of fact, I'll end it on that one because I just messed that up, and I don't want to leave that like that. So, and he never lets the guilty go unpunished. He displays his power in the whirlwind and the storm. The billowing clouds are the dust beneath his feet. Exactly, man. You know. So, one more. Let's get as a matter of fact, we'll get that. I gotta put it back on KJV. Damn, what the heck is my phone doing, man? Salakia, bear with me, man. This phone is tripping, man. This is Jeremiah 49. And of course, when you read in the first verse, or is it the 7th verse? Salakia, I think it's the 7th verse. 7th verse. You see in the heading, prophecy against Edom. Verse 7 concerning Edom. So this is talking to the Edomites, man. So now we're going to jump down to verse 12 so we can keep it in context, know who this is talking about. This is Jeremiah 49 and 12. For thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai power, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? We just read it. They're not going unpunished, man. The Lord said he gonna get them, man. As a matter of fact, he gonna say it here too. Art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. So that cup, that slavery, that desolation, the destruction, the death, the desolate, everything, double straight, all that comes in that cup, they're gonna get, man. You know what I'm saying? And they're close to receiving that as we speak. So they ain't got long, man. So, but I just want to again do a little quick hit lesson. Esau will pay for all of his evil doings. Thus saith the Lord, man. So hopefully this was edifying to the hopeful lad, giving all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahar Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the great millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect, the house of David, the Bayath Shah Dawadash Shalom.